University, delegates from Trine as well as from Mou. As Vice Chancellor explained briefly, recently accredited by NAC with the highest grade of A, the highest grade. And we are the first member from the country in the CDIO framework, which is Innovative Education Framework. And some of our programs are also accredited by NBA, Tier 1, which is equivalent to other programs. And this is about the founders, about the institution. We started in 1997 as an engineering college, and in 2009 we became a Vtu University. And in addition to this university, we have 3 more engineering colleges which are affiliated to Anna University, which are also offering engineering programs in various streams, right from mechanical to computer science, all the streams. We also have a polytechnic, a pharmaceutical college which offers nursing and this, and also we also have some schools.
Yeah, this is very important because I am sure he would know. The dean status is very important for us to introduce any kind of changes in the curriculum, depending upon the industry needs. We enjoy
for the employees of TAFE actually. It is tailor-made for their requirements. Similarly, the other programs which offer are Automotive Research Association of India, who are the pioneers in automotive research in India, who approve any vehicle comes out to the road. So we have a program in IC engine as well as in automotive electronics. Similarly, all the other programs in computer science, we have a MOU with CDAC to offer computer science and electronics engineering. Similarly, the last one, unmanned aerial vehicle, jointly with UCall ZAP, who are working on unmanned aerial vehicles for
I will spend some time. The international students who use the guest house, they are here for the postgraduate programs in the automotive engines.
So they are doing IC.
They are doing the internal combustion engines. And as Mr. Shubharman mentioned, TAFE is the world's second largest tractor engineering lab. It's an OE, tractor and farm equipment. So 13th October we have the president of SAE, Society of Automotive Engineers from Detroit, coming here, inaugurating the program. Okay, so I'm making mention of this because typically there is a tendency for the Indian students to take up the graduate, postgraduate programs as well. But we can also simultaneously explore the inflow of students from your place to our place. And the best reasons could be leveraging some of the competencies which are unique to our system.
It seems like it might be a really good fit for some of the students coming out of our region. We're in Ohio, Michigan, Indiana. We're right in the heart, industrial heart of the automobile manufacturing. They're in Detroit. They're based in Detroit. We're right there in the middle of it. So many of our students are in that trajectory, heading towards the manufacturing, commercial, mechanical engineering. Interesting.
These are just to give you the MOUs which we signed with some national organizations. We include IIT Madras, even a lot of skill councils of government of India, BHL. These are all in our organizations. And these are the industry interactions. The first one which I already explained you, the postgraduate programs which we offer jointly with the industry. These are the partners with whom we are offering the postgraduate programs. And this is how they are involved. The industry, our research institute with whom we are working with, will be involved right from curriculum design up to the research work and placements also. For undergraduate students, we also introduce some industry-based electives. Based on the industry's recommendation, we introduce some electives for our undergraduate students also, so that their placement capabilities also will be enhanced. So similarly, we are offering some of the programs which are recommended by Infosys, some of the core companies like Edison and Co, Simpson and Co. And these are the countries with whom we are actively working with for various exchange activities as well as for research activities. There are about 18 countries.
Yeah, we'll spend some time because it's important for them.
Sure.
Yeah. One of the importance of our university is right from the day one, we have laid a lot of emphasis on industry integration into our programs and also fostering relations with the international partners. Apart from the MOUs which are relatively easy to realize, we have been extremely proactive in terms of facilitating the movement of the students right from second or third year of their undergraduation. It could be for a project, or it could be for a semester abroad, or it could be for a research kind of thing. So we have got excellent relations with about half a dozen universities in Germany, a couple of universities in France, and 3 to 4 universities in Taiwan, a couple of universities in Singapore. Not so much with US, simply because just because of the economics. The student would like to understand what is the return on investment which he makes. So in case he gets a similar return on investment, he would like to go to a destination like Singapore and then
Sure. And these are the various organizations with whom we are working with. For example, University of Michigan at Mou. Similarly, NVIDIA Missile Systems in France, Fraunhofer Institute in Germany. A lot of good institutes across the country. A lot of universities from Taiwan, and some of them are from France. For example, this France Call, it is an industry who makes motors and various electrical equipments for missiles actually. They set up a small center at our campus so that our students get an opportunity to work in those technologies and areas. A lot of German universities also we are working with FHAC.
that is a 3+1 group. Students that spend 3 years here, 1 year in Germany, and they get degrees from both the institutions.
There is a slide for that. And this is that slide which I was explaining. There is a consortium at Germany, it's called Indo-German Center for Higher Education. There are 7 universities are part of that consortium from Germany. All are applied science, University of Applied Sciences. So the MOU which we signed is like this. Students will study the first 3 years at Tech. Parallelly, he will also be trained intensively on German language because the 4th year is going to be in German. And they take up the 4th year at any of the universities which are listed, 7 universities. And at the end of 4 years, they get a 2 degree, one from Tech, one from the German university. So that's how we work with. There are
How many students particularly at Wharton?
actually, we start presently the first batch which is coming out next year. There are about only 5 students.
5 students per year.
But in the second year there are about 50 students,
50.
and in first year there are about 70 students.
Oh, wow.
So the first batch has 5,
Yeah.
3, 7.
It will go down every year. It will also drop because of the toughness of the German language
That's
also.
one question I had, yeah. Seems
German
like
language
US might be a better fit.
So we are giving the training in German.
We have a German native teacher also.
Yes.
It's a part of our culture.
So they're learning a 3rd or 4th language
Yeah.
while they're studying, and then
Yes,
Yeah.
it's very
so
tough.
that's tough.
It's a tough time.
It's really tough.
Yeah.
Now, every year it dropouts. We also expect
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah.
community at Trine, 17% of campus is made up of international students attending from 19 different countries. Trine programs in chemical, civil, electrical, computer and mechanical engineering are accredited by Engineering Accreditation Commission of ABET. So maybe before Mr. David addresses, I just like to invite our Pro-Vice Chancellor to say a few words.
Warm welcome to the fraternity from Trine University, and I'm sure you've got different career options ahead of you. And what is going to unravel in the next 1 hour is one more option, which is equally compelling. I had the benefit of interacting along with Shobhirmal, the members from the Trine University delegation. What has been an outstanding feature that I learned from the interaction is that they have gone out of way to make the transition from Indian education system to the American education system as seamless as possible, as laminar as possible. So those of you who have language difficulties, those of you who have got challenges in terms of getting qualified through TOEFL, they have introduced an element of language facilitation program. And similarly, I understand that the Indian student community, which has got integrated into their ecosystem, is finding it extremely comfortable because they got connected with the local families, and they are having best of both the worlds in terms of getting education from an American university, at the same time have an ecosystem which is very typical of a small town. So as you are aware, Tech University has been always at the forefront in terms of encouraging you people to go for international programs. that are commensurate with the expectations of the students and the academic qualities. This is one more opportunity of that kind. But the salient feature of this particular program is it's very friendly for transitioning of Indian students into American system. So I'm sure all of you people have got a lot to take away from today's interaction. And in case somebody is very serious about pursuing the master program in the near future, I would definitely recommend that you pay attention, and after the interaction you can get more details and make decisions as soon as possible. And in case everything goes well, you can even look forward to pursuing the program from 2017 session itself. Okay, thanks a lot. With these small words, I would like to, you have taken the USB.
Having me here at Beltec. I took a nice tour earlier, and while it was a little bit hot out there, other than that, it was incredibly impressive what's going on this campus. All of the innovation and the projects and everything that the students are doing, and the professors, it's been very, very impactful to me. This was a very interesting visit and very productive visit. Very impressive university. I'd like to start with a slideshow just showing you certain aspects of being a student at our university and what we have to offer to our students. My first question is, how many of you would like to go on to do a master's degree in this room? Just about everyone. It's a very good idea. Opens up a lot of opportunities when you get an advanced degree. How many of you would like to study in the U.S.? A few hands going up there. USA? Yeah? Okay, maybe if you don't think you want to go to the U.S., maybe I can change your mind. What I'd like to say first is just a quick bit of background on myself. I'm the Executive Director of International Services at Trine University. I've also been an English professor for many years, and I spent much of my life overseas. I taught at American universities in Dubai and in Muscat, Oman. I also worked in England for a year. And I have to tell you that for those of you that are thinking about going overseas, going to another country to get your further your studies, this can be one of the best decisions you've ever made in your life. It can profoundly impact your life. And for me, as an example, I can tell you, I went to 2 years of university when I first graduated from high school. I wasn't sure what I was doing there. I was studying because I want to get a degree, and that's what you're supposed to do. But I was still a little bit kind of concerned about my future. I had grown up in a small town in the U.S. I didn't know people from around the world. I hadn't spent any time abroad. So I dropped out of school and I got a work visa and a study visa to go to England. And at 20 years of age, I got on an airplane and flew across the ocean, and I lived in another society for an entire year. It had the biggest impact on my life of any other decision I've ever made. I learned so much in that 1 year that I never would have been able to learn had I not made that decision. So, while you're considering going abroad to get an advanced degree, there are so many other reasons that it can impact your life in a positive way. It will open you up to the global society. It'll change your thinking. It'll change your view of the world. You will also meet people, and you will have an impact on them and their view of the world. So, not just in your professional life, because going abroad and getting an advanced degree is going to really impact your professional life to a great degree. When you have that on your resume or your CV when you're going to companies, it's a very impactful part of your resume. That you lived abroad, studied abroad, and interacted in an entirely different society. It'll help you grow up in ways that you never dreamed of. So just keep that in mind as you're thinking about this decision. It's a very big decision to go overseas, study, invest time, money. This is your life, right? So keep that in mind. This can really profoundly affect your life. It's a big decision, but it can be a very positive experience for you. Okay, is it going through? So my slideshow's playing while I'm talking. I think it's set on auto. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll go along with the slideshow, and I won't get too deeply into it, but I'd like to introduce you to our university. We are located in Indiana, northern Indiana, right up here in a place called Angola, Indiana. And it's it used to be called Tri-State University because of its closeness to Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana. And if you know about this region of the United States, it's a very important region of the U.S. It's near to Chicago, Detroit, Indianapolis, Cleveland. It's 2 hours, 3 hours away from major cities, and it's right in the industrial heart of America. This is where we make our cars, where we do advanced manufacturing. Toyota's there, Honda's there. The largest manufacturer of prosthetics is right in Indiana, just down the road from our university. Our students have much success going into industry as soon as they finish with their studies. So you can see this is just a blown up view. Angola, Fort Wayne, South Bend, Indianapolis, Detroit, Chicago. Next slide. Angola is in a town of 8,000 people. It's a very small place, small city, very quiet, very peaceful, very clean, beautiful, no crime. It's a very nice place to live. We have 101 lakes in the county, beautiful lakes. A lot of people live on the lakes. They go to the lakes for swimming, recreation, fishing, and it's very well known for farming. When we have many Chinese students that come from Beijing, 20 million people in a city. They land and they say, "Where's the city?" Because this is what they find when they get to Angola, Indiana. But after a while, after 2 years, 3 years, they want to stay because it's such a peaceful, nice place to live. Lots of manufacturing right in our region, close to where we are. So many of our students do internships with big industry, the large manufacturers, just 30 miles from our campus. This is an aerial view of our campus. We have a beautiful campus. We have residential, around 1,500 students living on campus, other students living off campus. Very nice facilities for all the students. All classrooms are smart classrooms, labs, everything's interconnected. We can do a lot of, students are expected to do a lot of project work. And I see that you're doing that here, which is a very positive thing to see. We have dorm accommodations. Only our undergraduate students live in the dorms. So the graduate students live off campus, and there is very reasonable housing. It's very cheap, relatively speaking, to live in Angola, Indiana. If you're going to live in Chicago or Detroit or New York, you're going to be paying so much more money for your daily living. But life in Angola is very cost effective. Our Indian students that have come live either in Angola or Fort Wayne. Some live in Chicago, some live in Detroit, but most of them live in Fort Wayne or Angola. They're sharing accommodation with their friends, very reasonable price. As stated in the introduction, our ranking is growing higher and higher, up to 19 among the regional private colleges in the Midwest in the latest edition of U.S. News and World Report. Again, we have all of the accreditations that you would expect in an engineering business school. This is what I like to point out. 11-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. You get into a classroom, and especially when you're in junior, senior, up to graduate level, you've got 15 or 20 students in a classroom. This allows you much interaction with your professors. Your professors are your advisors at Trine University. Not only are they lecturing and leading you in the classroom, you also have access to their office. They have office hours, open door for you to go and talk to them about any type of questions you have. And they encourage them. So being in a small private university, there are certain elements of that that are very beneficial, especially for an international student. Because as the professor stated before, it is very difficult sometimes for an international student to come into a new environment, new educational system. And so we try to offer as much support as we can for our international students. We have a very high retention rate. Among all of our undergraduate and graduate students, 90% of them graduate, international students. This is a very high retention rate, very high graduation rate, much higher than our domestic students. So we try to provide as much support for our international students so they can be successful. Among our undergraduate programs, we have all of the engineering. Our engineering school is our largest school, but we have also a graduate program of mostly for forward. So in the graduate program, weren't you at the graduate? There it is. So these are what I think most of you are interested in this meeting today. Our Master of Science in Engineering Management and Information Studies, MBA. We also have a big health sciences program where we have a physician assistant doctorate or a physician assistant master's degree and a doctorate of physical therapy. And we're getting our first Indian student in our Doctor of Physical Therapy in fall. And we're really excited, looking forward to her coming and partaking in this new program that we're offering. Now with the Master of Science in Engineering Management and Information Studies, most of our Indian students coming from undergraduate schools in India are going into engineering management or into information systems. One of the good thing about those two programs is they are coded as STEM fields in America. This means that a graduate in a STEM field is authorized to work for 3 years in the United States after they finish their degrees. So most of the students coming from or graduate programs at our university are mostly interested in the STEM field programs because there's an additional benefit for an F1 student, which is the longer term work authorization when you finish. And I'm telling you, our students are all getting employed. They're getting very good salaries, and they're doing very interesting work. So part of my job at Trine University, I'm a DSO. I'm what's called a DSO. That means I'm designated by the US government to be the immigration officer at Trine University. For that, I have to follow all of the students that graduate. I have to input and verify their employment after they graduate. And I have to follow, they keep having to send me their addresses as they move into different places in America. Having that position at the university allows me insight into how they're doing and where they're going. And they're going all over America. They're going to Los Angeles, New York, New Jersey, Florida, Washington State. They're going all over America and working in very good fields, especially in the tech industry and also in the engineering fields. Very good. We have a lot of student activities, and our Indian students are very engaged. And we have a Trine Indian Student Association now, which is growing by leaps and bounds. And we have a president and a vice president, and we have a secretary and everything of the Indian Student Association. And they're doing a great job promoting activities and participating in on-campus events. Our School of Arts and Sciences. So we'll just go through some of the schools and the majors that we offer. Electrical and Computer Engineering. Chemical Engineering, a lot of international students from the Middle East are in our Chemical Engineering program. Civil and Environmental Engineering. And just like your school, there are a lot of expos, and the students participate in many events where they exhibit their projects and receive awards. We have a top 3 cast metals program in the United States. Nice wind tunnel lab. Rapid prototyping lab. Our School of Business is our 2nd largest school at the university. Most of the international students are engaged in our MBA program or in one of the undergraduate, either accounting or management. Some of the employers of our students, and some of the facilities at the campus. It's a very beautiful, beautiful campus. And if you go on our Indian student Facebook page, you can see hundreds of pictures of our students standing somewhere on campus because they love taking pictures of themselves walking around our beautiful campus facilities. If you're interested in golf, we have an 18-hole golf course and a golf management program. Students have access to all of our facilities 24 hours a day. We have a Center for Innovation and Design, and this is where we invite corporations from outside to come and work with our students and our professors. We have a growing arts and music program, and we bring major acts from around the United States to play in our new Performing Arts Center. Our most recent addition, which is happening right now, all of our laboratories in chemistry and physics and in biology are all upgraded. Does anyone like to play ice hockey? We're starting an ice hockey team, so now I'm starting to recruit in Canada and Sweden too, because those are where the ice hockey players come from. An MIT Center, so this is planned for 2018. This will be started. We'll have our basketball teams, our volleyball teams, our golf programs. Everything will run out of these facilities, and they're very beautiful, really beautiful design, and also gyms for the students that want to work out. Okay, so Danae, did you want to talk about some of the particulars of this, or should I just go over it real quickly? I can just go over it. What we have started the last couple of years is we've really gone into recruitment of students for our graduate programs. So right now, this is our main objective here, because I think that most of you are interested in going to graduate school. And those who want to come to the U.S., we would encourage you to apply to Trine University. It's a free application. We don't charge for the application. Some schools do, we don't. If you're English, if you believe that your English needs work, we would like to offer an incentive for you to come to our English program. Normally, our English program is $5,000 per semester. 4 months, $5,000. And that's a standard fee in the United States for an English program. However, if you're coming from Beltec and but you need additional work on your English, we would like to offer you a discount on your tuition if you finish in our English program. For the next 2 semesters that you start your graduate program, we'll give you a $2,500 discount off of your tuition, so $5,000 total. So it would be a semester of English for free, basically, but we'll take it off of your tuition that you would have for the next 2 semesters, starting your master's program. So this is for students who believe that you will not get an IELTS score or a TOEFL score that qualifies you for direct admission. And we have a very nice ESL program. We usually have between 30 and 60 students from all over the world who are in our English program, working on their English skills so that they can be full-time degree-seeking students. So for VELTEC students, we'd like to offer that as an incentive if you need to improve your English. Gateway program is what we're working on now. That's one of the reasons I'm here, because we'd also like in the future to offer VELTEC students an opportunity to get some credits while they're here to apply towards their master's program. Our master's programs are 33 credits, and we'd like to start a program where 6 of the credits can be done here as you're getting ready to graduate. You could start and then have only 27 credits to finish a master's program. So in 1 year you can be finished with your master's degree. The 20 program would be for undergraduate students. If you're studying here in first, second year, we would like to have third and fourth year students coming and finish in 4 years with a Trine degree. We're also working on faculty and student exchange. I've met French students, a Nigerian student here that are studying here now, and we'd like to have some of our American students come and participate in that way as well. So that's another reason that we're visiting the campus today. And also faculty exchange. We'd like to invite the VELTEC faculty to come for a short summer visit and be on our campus. And hopefully some of our faculty can come here and participate in some of the programs that you offer to visiting faculty here at VELTEC. And we offer something quite unique. One problem that many international students have when they come to the United States is they often don't understand the immigration regulations. They often don't understand the academic requirements. They often do not understand or know what to expect when they arrive in America and what is going to be expected of them, what they need to do to be a successful student in America. This is a very difficult process, going from your country to a brand new situation. So we try to do our best. We partner with Gurico overseas, and we are hosting orientation sessions here in India for the admitted students that are coming to our university. And generally we have, 50, 60, 100 students who participate in the orientation sessions. In those orientation sessions, you're given lots of information about what to expect and what you need to do when you arrive in the United States. Once you arrive in the United States, then you have to go through 2 days of orientation with us. So you get an additional orientation session, right? So you get one in India before you leave. When you arrive in the United States, we pick you up, we bring you to the university, you check in, and you go through 2 days of orientation where you learn everything that you need to learn to be successful. And it's actually a lot of fun, too. We have competitions, we have very interesting events for the new students to participate in. And we always have 4 or 5 Indian students that are mentors for the new students coming in. And they're very helpful. You can ask them any question about what they experienced, how do you do this, how do you do that. So our Indian graduate students that work in my office and work in our orientation sessions are very important, because our new students always connect with them in a very big way, and they find support not just from our office, not just from the university, not just from Gurukul overseas, but also from Indian students that are already there, their peers, to kind of help you through that process. So that's something that we also offer our new incoming students to try. So I think that's basically what I wanted to present about today. You've been a very good audience. Thank you for listening. Do you guys have anyone have any questions? Any answers? No? Well, thanks for having me. Okay.
My name is Vinay Kota, Director and CFO at Gurukula Overseas. We are a partner with Trine University and we maintain their Trine India division and conduct the pre-orientation on behalf of Trine University. So I just want to reiterate some of the points in these objectives. As earlier stated, Welltech University is partnering with Trine University and are looking to provide some of the benefits as part of this partnership with the Trine University. One of the important things, as mentioned over there, is the gateway programs. So typically in a gateway program, what happens is you have to do 10 courses, for example. I mean, Trine, you have to do 10 courses in order to get a master's degree. But Trine is looking to waive off 2 courses based on your undergraduate education. So you will be doing only 8 courses instead of the 10 required. That means you will be able to finish off your master's in just 1 year. And at the same time, because you are only doing 8 courses, you are paying the tuition fee for only 8 courses. So that gives a 20% reduction in the amount of fee. So 20% reduction in the fee and 1 year of master's. After that, you will get 3 years of OPT, the optional practical training, that is work authorization. So you are eligible to work for 3 years in the United States. And the other thing is, so the first point is, it says graduate enrollment free ASL. There is a requirement of English scores. So let's say, for example, you do not have the English scores. You do not meet those English scores. What they are saying is, what the Trine University is offering is, they are offering a free ESL. So you would be paying $5,000 towards the English school, but at the same time, once you complete that, that $5,000 would be deducted from your master's fee. So you are getting the free education, even though you do not have the English course. So those are the 2 important benefits out of this gateway program, which is being the agreement, the signing is happening at a later point of time today. So any questions on this one?
Can you explain about the
4+1. So that is a program where you would be doing 8 courses instead of the required 10 courses. Yes, you are eligible. So instead of doing the 10,
6 credits done here.
so you would be doing 6 credits as part of the undergraduate, and then you are eligible.
Wherein students from our university can go to their university for a 1 year study, and end of the day they will be able to get an MS degree from their university, and there is a provision for transferring the credits from Welltech University to them. Today we are signing them, and they are also ready to take the students who are little bit deficient in English. It's not a must that they need to clear NEET exam. So వీళ్ళు సుమారుగా 75 యూనివర్సిటీలో వర్క్ చేస్తున్నారు. Trine University వచ్చేసి currently they house more than 400 students in the masters.
It's very nice.
Yes.
Congratulations.
It's been a really great experience. We've enjoyed.
Our founder himself was an automotive and electrical engineer. Lots of experience.
Oh, very good.
And all relationship.
So did you ever go to Detroit? Did you go to Detroit for a visit? Long time ago?
And madam is a very long.
Yes, sir.
Fine.
Sir, open பண்ணி